tonight. The pregame, Kentucky versus Georgia. And with me, I got Jimmy Jam, our man, Jimmy Jam. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, I'm doing good. Glad to be on here. Had some things going on, but yeah, it seems like everything's going good. I love it. The weather's a little bit warmer, a little bit wetter, but we can't complain about it. So,
Yeah, but the rain has messed with my allergies because it stirred so much stuff up. So if I sound like I'm talking through my nose, I probably am because allergies, nobody likes allergies.
no,
Um,
no.
so tonight we're taking on Georgia at Rupp.
Hmm.
This after the loss to Florida, we got to win this game. Georgia's putting up, like we talked about, 90 points a game. We've been putting up average of 81 points a game. That's not going to cut it. But here's where I see the problems. And I'm about to go on a slight rant, but this is the way it is. What's up, Dougie? Okay, so
Hmm.
if you look at my dog is laying on my notes. If you look at the assists in the games we've won compared to the assists in the games that we have lost, the numbers are so drastically different. Like my issue that I have with the way we're playing, we are not going to win if we don't start kicking it out to the guys that are open on the outer perimeter.
Hmm.
Denzel, I love you, but you cannot keep driving to the basket and turning over the ball or missing a layup. You're running into three guys that are standing there in the opposite team jerseys waiting for you to screw up and lose the ball. And you are. You've got Colin Chandler, you've got Jelly, you've got Noah on the outside perimeter that can make these threes and they're open because everybody else followed you to the basket. Why are you being selfish and not kicking the ball out? I'm sorry, but I call that selfish. When you've got an open man that's saying, give me the ball, Noah has done it more than once. I've seen Jelly be wide open in the corner. Do they throw him the ball? No. They try to drive up to the basket and they create a turnover. When we're getting 12, 13, 16, 21 assists, we are winning games. And in those games, we kicked it out. We scored a crap ton of threes.
Hmm.
If we want to win the game, that's what we're going to have to do. I am so sick and tired of seeing the same. We are so predictable. We're going to get beat. Their defense is going to tear us down every single time if we don't stop being so predictable. Every single time that Aberdeen gets the ball, they know he's going to take it straight to the hoop. That's why there's three of them waiting on him. We can't keep doing this. We've got to find something different. Kick the ball out and share it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Right now Kentucky's averaging 16.2 assists per game. Georgia is 14.6 per game. This should be a game that we should be able to do a little bit better than they do. But you have to go back and look at game histories of what Kentucky
Yes,
has done against good teams and against average good teams. Georgia
it's
is an
not.
average good team right now. They're 5-7 in the SEC. They are the same record of 17-8 as we are, but in the SEC, everybody has figured them out of how to beat Georgia. To beat Georgia, you got to keep them off the boards. They're going to be shooting a lot of threes. I think it's the blue boy. What is his first name? It's a
Can't
crazy
think of it.
first name, but he is a great 3-point shooter. So is the rest of their Wilkinson. He's going to shoot a lot of threes. Even the assist leader. Millander, he's going to shoot a lot of threes. They want to get to 90 points. Kentucky's going to have to keep this game in the 80s for Kentucky to win this game. Now, they can maybe try to outscore them, but if you're going to outscore them, Kentucky's going to have to get the ball on the perimeter and do not go baseline. We're going to have to keep baseline to baseline and get these shooters involved in the game so that we can actually hit threes and wide open threes.
It's not just about average. It's not about the average to me. I look more
No.
at the games we won, our assist ratio was higher. The games we lost, they were lower. Why were they lower? Because nobody was kicking it out to the perimeter.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and if you look at the player stats from those games and look at the threes that were made when it got kicked back out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't even care if they kick it out to Oweh, but I mean, you got Jelly, you got Chandler, and you got Noah that are all extremely capable of hitting the pressure threes and the quick release threes.
Yeah, we've got to
get them the ball.
Yeah, we've got to get it into our shooters' hands tonight. At Rupp Arena, this is going to be a tough game. I'm not going to say that we're going to win this game big time. People have said, right now it's a 6.5 point spread in favor of Kentucky. Hey, it could be like a 1 point game going down to the last 2 or 3 minutes. Is our bench deep enough? We're down to an 8-9 man rotation, but are we going to have those players on the court at the very end to be able to hit these knockdown shots that we might have to hit against a good Georgia team? A Georgia team.
It's gonna take some smart substitutions done by Mark Pope in this instance. Yeah. Like he's gonna make sure he's got the right guys on the floor at the right times and make sure that they all understand. This is not about you. This is a game we all have to buckle down and gel together. Yeah. And everybody is in this. You cannot, we are so predictable. I'm telling you. You were talking about Georgia being predictable and everybody knows how to beat Georgia. Well, they've got our number too.
Yeah. Well, everybody, this is our first game against Georgia, so we can't say anything about what Georgia or us has done to each other in, this season. Oh. But, we've done a lot better than Georgia has, but Georgia's that type of team. I mean, they got bigs, they got shooters. If we don't protect the threes, we're going to get killed on the threes in the first half because they'll come out on fire. You watch Georgia. They will come out and they'll probably hit 2 to 3 threes within the first 5 minutes, and they're going to be wanting to shoot that number all the way through the first half and try to get Kentucky down.
Yeah, I agree. And free throws. Oh my gosh, free throws are huge tonight. We cannot be shooting, as poorly as we have. Like I said, I think they should take every player, put them in the gym, and make them shoot until they make 200 free throws. I don't care if it takes you 8 hours. You will make 200 free throws before you leave this gym. I am sick and tired of seeing us go to the line, when we're close and then end up, behind and we can't spot teams any more points.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Stop playing their game and stop.
They out rebound us. They average like about 39, 40 rebounds a game. We're sitting at about like 37, 38. Blocks. They average 2 more blocks than we do on the perimeter, on the down low, everywhere on the court. I mean, they average more steals than we do. 1 more steal than us per game. This is a good Georgia team, and they're averaging 90 points a game. Kentucky's going to have their A game with this, coming in against the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, we're going to have to win the 50-50 balls. We can't let them get those. We've got to make sure Garrison and Mo and Moreno really have an important job tonight.
Well,
they're always important, but they really need to be in that post, and they really need to make sure that they're getting those rebounds. We cannot let Georgia out-rebound us tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm getting real sick and tired of these games we've lost have just been basically because nobody shared the ball.
Well, the thing
if you've got an open man open on the perimeter, throw in the dang ball.
Well, we need Moreno on the court tonight. We cannot trust in BG. Being the last game, 0 points, maybe a couple rebounds. That is not a junior type player that we need to have. On the court. We need Moreno out there in the crutch situations. He's got to get his double, 10 points, 12 points, 10, 11 rebounds. We've got to have him a great physical presence down low tonight, or it's going to be Santo Ciro. He's a great player down low for Georgia, and he will have his way against Garrison and Moreno. If he's on his game tonight, he's going to have a great game. You watch. And he knows that Kentucky wanted him a long time ago.
We can't let him push them off the ball either.
Yeah,
but we've got to make sure that they stay, it's going to be a physical game against him. We're going to have to make sure we stay tight. We're going to have to keep everything tightened up. We're playing sloppy with some of these plays. We're not guarding our men right. They go around us, tighten it up a little bit. And when we've got the ball, spread the floor, get it to the outside perimeter guys, spread the floor, put the ball around. You get it down on the ground, they're going to take it. Mm-hmm. You cannot keep dribbling all the time. Pass that ball.
Pass the ball. Get it out on the perimeter. When the ball sticks, that's when when the defense takes it away, or they get the advantage over top of any offense. When the ball sticks and it's not jumping, pushing, moving, you're a stagnant offense right then when the ball sticks.
Yeah, I want to see him throw the ball to Jelly, and him as soon as it touches his hands, release it. Yeah. Because I'll tell you, Chandler, Noah, and Jelly can all, as soon as that ball gets them and they release, if it's a quick release, they make those things.
Yeah.
If you sit there and think about it, it throws you off. But if you literally catch and shoot, they're going to make them. So give them the ball.
Yep.
It's a better chance than you've got running into three guys.
Exactly. Yeah, if you're running into three guys at the free throw line, you ain't making no advancements to the rim, and you got three players right there, and you're running into them. There's 2-3 players open on the perimeter somewhere.
Yeah, and if they're open, I mean, there's no pressure, there's no contesting their shot. They don't have somebody in their face because they followed you into the middle. Kick it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see, like Larry just said, I'd love to see Jasper Johnson get hot tonight. We need Jasper Johnson to get hot for the rest of this year. He's played good in certain situations. I think it's time for him just to kind of step up a little bit more. And that's, he is going to be a great player next year. I wish he would turn on kind of like what Colin Chandler did about this time last year.
Yes, that would be ideal. Mm-hmm. That would be ideal for us if Jasper Johnson could just all of a sudden, because with Colin last year, remember, it was like you flipped a switch.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he was making baskets and just playing fierce. And look at him now. Yeah. So if Jasper Johnson could do that now, like if he could actually flip a switch, can you imagine what he's going to be like next year with the way Colin Chandler developed? I mean, I think it would be great. I think somebody needs to flip that switch, and Jasper Johnson will go off.
Yeah.
So what do you got? You got any majors? Well, we've talked about stats pretty much.
Yeah, stats there ain't much. I mean, the players, that we're going to have to watch out. That Wilkerson, he's going to tear us up if we don't stay out on him with the perimeter. Millander, he's going to get his assists. Samto Cyril, he's going to get it down low. That's the three big men or big players for this team. I think it's Kane Blue. The other,
that's it.
Yeah, he'll light it up tonight if Kentucky leaves him wide open. And I've watched 2 or 3 games this year with Georgia being behind, and whether they're behind or they're ahead, he still is just shooting and shooting and shooting. He don't have a conscience. He's going to make shots. He's going to take shots.
Yeah, Doug. Yeah, I agree. Jasper does need some meat on his bones.
Yeah, he needs a lot. Yeah.
And let me just say, JJ. It's hard for them to contribute if nobody's giving them the ball.
Exactly.
As far as like Jelly and Trent, if nobody is giving them the ball when they're wide open, how are they supposed to improve? Or how are we supposed to get more out of them? They can't contribute if they don't get the ball. I'd like to see Jelly get the ball in his hands more. I'd like to see Trent get the ball more. Colin, he does great, but I'd like to see some of the other guys that are our 3-point shooters start getting the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
I
know?
will. I'm hoping Brandon shows up tonight. I know that Georgia, yeah, they do lead the league in dunks. I'm hoping that Moreno blocks some good shots tonight. But that's been a little bit of negative against him. He gets into a position sometimes he might be just about a step and a half away from blocking shots. When somebody comes down the lane, he'll be like a second and a half off. He's never right there. I mean, he
Right.
ends up getting 1 or 2 blocks per game, but I think he could get. I think he could average 4 or 5 blocks a game if he gets his timing down.
Right. I agree. And y'all, I'm channeling Jared Lorenzen for today. I was in a Jared Lorenzen mood. I woke up this morning for some
Hmm.
reason thinking about him. So, and I found some pictures of me and him, so that was cute. So, I'm channeling some winning vibes, from Jared for tonight. I know football and basketball, two different sports, but it's still Kentucky and we still bleed blue. So I'm channeling. The
Yeah,
goal is 30 likes. So please hit the like button, you guys. If
yeah.
you
Hit
stop
that
in and
like
join
button,
us,
subscribe. Yeah,
we appreciate it. Chris McVeigh, welcome in. Big Mike, we love you and we appreciate you and we're glad to see you and
yeah,
everybody that's watching right now. But yeah, so if we don't, and nobody, you were talking about making layups. Yeah, but at the same time, while you've got 3 Georgia players or whatever underneath the basket with you trying for that layup, you need to dish it to the outside guy. Kentucky Football Nation, thank you. Yes,
thank
I
you.
love Jared and rest in peace, Jared, for sure. And y'all
Yeah,
make sure you check out Kentucky Football Nation on YouTube as well. But I really feel like, you know, there's so many things we need to improve on from the game against Florida. Free
yeah,
throws, passing the ball, assists, getting it out to the guy on the perimeter. Don't make stupid fouls. BG needs to step it up. This is not going to be a game where he can be slacking. They need to
yeah.
play team ball. We need to set the pace.
Yeah, this is a game that Kentucky needs to come out and set the pace. They need to take control over the first half and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Either I don't know if they're going to try to speed the game up. I think they'll try to speed the game down, and that way they can, I don't think they want to get it into the 90s and the hundreds with Georgia and letting
No.
Georgia shoot the three, shoot the three, shoot the three. But I believe this is a game that Kentucky needs. We need to get to with our record and everything right now being we need to get to that tier of the SEC right now because we are just one game basically out of
Yep.
the second place slot with Arkansas. We need
Yep.
to get ahead. We need to get ahead of Vanderbilt. We got to get ahead of Tennessee, Alabama, and that's who we're tied with in third place right now. So
Yeah.
this is a game. We're at home. Yeah, I understand we're at home, but this is a game. It could be a track game because we're into that situation. We coming off of a pretty good 9-point loss against Florida. At Florida, we played good enough to be within 9. Florida's been beating teams by 20, 28 points a game, but we let a lot go in that game. If we would have done a lot better in that game with the distribution of the ball, along with the making free throws, along with just getting players and keeping them on the court at the right
Yep.
time, at the right moment, we could have had that game. We had that game down to 2 points and
We did.
one possession. We could have took the lead.
Wait, if you think about it, right after we got within 2 points,
Mm-hmm.
the next play down the floor, Denzel Aberdeen tried to take it to the rim. We lost the ball, and then we were down by 5, 6 points
Then we
again
down
because
by,
not only that, but we fouled them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So stop making stupid plays. Think about it. Communicate better. If a
Mm-hmm.
guy is telling you, throw me the ball, and there's
Hey,
nobody around him, or
there,
these guys are going to go with you, throw him the ball.
well, there's got to be communication, and if you're a point guard, you got to have your head your ears has got to be listening, just like your eyes is looking both ways, and you got your peripheral vision. You've got to hear players saying, "Hey, I'm open," or you got to see a hand come up. These players, they've got to make communications and hear and even talk during timeouts, or while you're walking up and down the court after a made basket or a missed basket. You got to be yelling, saying, "Hey, I was wide open. Give me the ball."
Yeah, hold them accountable. Hold each other accountable. Communicate. Say, man, I was open. Why didn't you give me the ball? Talk them out. If you're just going back into the next play and you're not calling them out on it, how are they supposed to be aware? Because some guys might just get in the zone and in a tunnel vision and not even think it. But if you say something and you call them out on it, next time they may be looking more. Maybe it just takes some communication.
Yeah. Nobody, I agree with you. If you did not like Cal bringing in freshmen all the time, don't be complaining right now that Mark Pope does not have a freshman signed to come in for Kentucky. Maybe he just wants to have, second and third year players coming in from the transfer portal. I have nothing problem with that. I'm over recruiting right now. 2027 recruiting to come next year. Right now, 2026, me and you, Miss Lee, we've talked about it the other night. We've talked about it before. I don't care if we get a high school basketball player this whole year until next year of 2027. Forget about Tyron Stokes. Forget about everybody else. Let's just make a good roster with, second, third year, fourth year veterans. Experience. Yep.
That's what we need to do. I think for this year, I think he should just go to the portal.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of the bidding war that goes on with these freshmen. And my thing is this, y'all. Okay, you got Tyron Stokes. He might be a 5-star player. Okay. But here's my thing. He played 5-star in high school against high school kids. He did not play against grown men, more grown than him, with experience. He didn't, what you score in high school against 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds is not going to be what you do when you come to college. It's a whole new system, whole new regulations. There's so many things. We need to get a couple good experienced point guards, and we need to stop with these freshmen. I know Pope knows what he's doing, but I just feel like this next year we need to focus on veteran players for what we need when we've already got 3 guys that we're going to bring with us that basically didn't play, that I consider freshman players because they didn't play. They've still got to get through that. They still got to develop. They've still got to play.
Yeah.
And so I feel like
it's so exciting. It's so exciting for somebody to say, like, okay, Kansas, they got Darren Peterson. BYU has AJ Jabanza. Caleb Wilson, I know he got hurt, but North Carolina had him. Kentucky missed out on, Caleb Wilson. But, we wasn't going after Darren Peterson or AJ Jabanza anyhow. It would be happy, that we have the number 1 recruiting guard coming in or a player coming in. But that's not what Kentucky is about. We do not need one player to score 32 points. And that's what AJ Jabanza and Darren Peterson and, them have to do for their team to actually win a game.
When they get hurt, the team is no longer winning. Look at North Carolina right now. And I do believe that Jelly could have a really good game tonight because he's really been coming on. I think he could have a great game tonight. I love him, and I think it could happen.
Well, we need more than 2 point guards on the roster coming next year. Even if we have Jalen Lowe, we need 2 more point guards. I'm tired of having point guards going out and not having any, being able to be on the court and actually having a 2 guard trying to play a point guard position. We cannot do that. But, Yelovich, Jelly, I believe he'll have a pretty good game tonight. He's going to be open a lot in the corners, and I kind of believe this is one of those games that our shooting guards are going to have a real good night. I believe we're going to have a real good night shooting.
You too. I believe so. I just think that hopefully they've sat and they've talked about it. Hopefully, there's been the assists looked at
Mhm.
by someone and said, we lost these games where we didn't get enough assists. Get the ball around. Stop with the dribbling. That's why we need experience.
Yeah.
Because I think that, you get these new guys that haven't played Pope's system, haven't played in the SEC, especially. It's more physical. I believe that you need a point guard needs to be a veteran. I mean, I'm sorry, but from Pope's type of system and what we've got to work with, we need a veteran point guard. I
Yeah.
don't want 5-star freshman.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
JR, Kentucky plays tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, or I'll type it in here, the O Ball. Let's see. Underscore. Or you can check that out on YouTube and
Yeah.
it'll be on there too.
Yeah, this year, last year, it did not with what the injuries we had last year. It did hurt us in the Tennessee game at the very end, and then because we did not have Jackson Robinson.
Right.
But that came out at the very end, and we didn't believe that. We kind of thought he was going to be out, but we didn't know if he'd be out, the rest of the season. But this year, it's really hurt us because that was a key player with Jalen Lowe. That's a key player with Cam Williams. Right now, I don't care anything about JQ. He hasn't played but one half of a game, and that impressed me, just that one half of the game against St. John's. But we haven't lost anybody because he really hadn't played for us and has not really done anything remarkable. But the two players with Cam Williams and J-Lo, that really hurt the system that Mark Pope really likes to play.
Exactly. And thank you, Ronald. Exactly. If you throw it out, you don't miss those layups that are contested. Like I said, they drive into three guys from the opposing team and they get busted every time.
Yeah. Yeah, when you miss wide open layups, or even you get like within 2 or 3 feet, and you're throwing up a flop shot or something, and you're not rebounding the ball, you're missing, and that could have been a perimeter shot that was going to be maybe more of a 60-40 shot than a 50-50 shot.
Right, and I know that injuries happen, JR. I know injuries happen, but at the same time, I would still rather have a veteran over a 5-star freshman.
Yeah.
At that position, at least at point guard.
I mean, injury is an injury, and it's going to happen to freshmen. It's going to happen to sophomores, juniors, seniors. It doesn't matter. But, it just seems like we're the injury prone team of
we're the injury
nation.
capital of the nation in NCAA basketball. If Jelly can start guarding better, he'll be a huge asset on how far we go. Jelly is really coming into it. We've been seeing him making some really great plays, taking the ball away. He fights for the ball, so he's really starting to find his way. It just took him some time to get used to NCAA SEC as opposed to Croatia, overseas ball, because things are different. So, it did just take him a little while. Thank you for that, Sandy. Chris, I'm working on getting it. Chris, I'm working on it, dude. I'm broke. I got to get a couple of hoodies first before I can get them made. So when I do, Taz will have a Kentucky hoodie. I promise.
Yeah.
I know. I get it, JR, that they're top 10 draft picks, but I believe that a lot of them are overrated.
Nobody cares about having top 10 draft picks. You want to have NCAA Final Fours and championships. I want
to have guys that are going to stay.
Yeah, I want players that's going to stay and win national championships at Kentucky. I don't care about if we have the top 10 picks of the NBA draft at all. I don't care if we're number 1 and number 2 draft picks. That I'm not putting players into the draft. I'm trying to win games at Kentucky right now. Mark Pope understands later on, you can put players in the draft, but you want to win national championships. You want to get to the Final Fours.
And if you get good players out of the what is it? The portal.
The portal.
They're not going to leave you. They're not going to leave you. Their odds are they're going to stay till they graduate if they come out of the portal. But you take some freshman, he's like, well, I'm gone next year. I want players that are going to stay for a year or two. And yes, Jelly needs to put a little muscle, a little physicality. He will be a great stretch for.
This summer for him and Jasper is going to be real great because they are going to gain a lot of weight during the summer. They're going to get a lot of, that strength conditioning and stuff that you really don't get through the year because you don't want to try to put too much on at one time. It might hurt your abilities while you're trying to play a game. If you're lifting so much, then you get so tired that you're not ready for a ball game. In the summertime, you can just work out, eat, work out, and not have to worry about basketball games. They'll
Right.
put on a lot of weight this summer.
Exactly. Lord Withrow, I agree with you 100%. Pope says at the beginning he wants 2 to 3 4-year players and returners along with maybe 2. Exactly. And I don't mind that. I just think that if you're going to get those guys, the majority of what you get needs to be veteran players out of the portal. And I think we need a point guard out of the portal.
Well, basically, we got a freshman coming in next year, Braden Hawthorne. He's never played a ball game in his life in college. So he transferred to us. He's actually, a redshirt freshman.
Right. Nobody. Aberdeen, Oway, and what's our dude? He comes in and makes the one shot. Horn? Walker Horn. He graduates this year.
He graduates this year too. Yeah. And, as far as I'm concerned, if JQ wants to go, JQ can go. We could end up getting another center if we need one. We've got Reese Potter coming in,
yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of players
that's going to be in the transfer. We got
Braden Hawthorne, Reese Potter's coming in for next year. We're going to probably
still have Moreno.
We're going to bring back basically everybody off the team. That is eligible to come back next year.
And we got 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐜𝐢𝐞𝐧𝐜𝐞𝐖𝐞𝐞𝐤𝐥𝐲. I mean, because I don't think he graduates this year.
I don't think he graduates. Yeah, no.
And hopefully they'll let him still be on the team like they did. I like that.
Yeah.
So, he might graduate. I don't.
He could. I believe.
Is he a senior?
Walker. I think Walker Horn and him maybe they're both seniors.
Yeah, he may be a senior.
Yeah.
We don't talk about him much, so it's hard to, If we paid JQ $30,330 a minute. Dang,
yeah, that's
that kind of money.
I wish I could make that, for the minutes he actually played this year.
Yeah.
And that's a subject I could talk about that to other people behind the scenes. I'm not going to say in front of everybody right here, but I've got my opinions on that.
Okay, Lord Withrow, thank you for that. 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐲 is a senior.
Yeah.
So he
okay,
will be.
Thank
but
you.
I like him. I like the way he made it onto the team. I think he's such a sweetheart of a guy. Like, that's probably his dream. And that probably what he's done the past 2 seasons has probably just made his life, Like something he never thought. He wasn't a bat, like he never thought. He didn't try for he won that thing where he got to practice with the team, and then now here he is. And Cam Williams back next season, I do believe. I believe we'll keep Moreno won't leave. I believe that Cam Williams will stay. I believe that Jelly will stay, which I really, really hope, because I really want him to stay and be a Wildcat, because I know what he will be like next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want him to stay.
I
really hope the officiating doesn't suck tonight. Christy, me too, girl.
Yeah.
They better not suck. I can't take it.
Yeah, I think right now there's nobody besides Oway is like projected number 93 pick. I think they still have JQ is like number 18 pick. But right now there's nobody else on the team that's projected in the first, second, third rounds. So, I think we're set with the players that we got coming back next year.
Son of a gunner thinks Somto Cyril will transfer from Georgia next year. I've been feeling the same way about that. His attitude has kind of changed. If you watch him play ball, he doesn't seem that he's as into it as he should. Maybe he's just not happy at Georgia.
Yeah, it did. I watched a few games. It didn't seem like his body, language in some parts of the game looked like he really wanted to be there, even they was playing at home. It didn't seem like, I know Kentucky recruited him, but that was before, Mark Pope came in. And, I don't know what the situation would be like, but, he is a great player. I'd like to see him be a part of a good team's roster.
Right. And
Yeah,
JQ's draft stock, Eric,
it keeps
is
going.
dropping.
Yeah.
I don't think he may end up having to stay another year to raise his draft stock and
Well,
actually play. It's hard to get drafted when they don't get to see you play.
When you only play a half a game, and that's the only game they see you do any good for the whole season is one half against St. John's. I mean, he's dropped from number 8 the last I saw to number 18. He's going to keep dropping from 18 all the way down to 20, 30 draft picks, and you're not going to be guaranteed any real good money. That he'll make more in college than he would be being the 30th draft pick.
Wildcat Football Nation, I could have gone all night without hearing that Pat Adams was
Pat Adams. There we go. Yeah, Pat Adams. Yeah, I hope it's not him. It
won't be Doug Shows.
Doug Shows. I hope it's not Doug Shows. Or there's Teddy Valentine. I think Teddy Valentine, he's another one that loves to have his face just like us looking at the TV screen so everybody can see his face.
Oh, Ronald, we have much respect for JQ. I'm sorry that he got hurt, but I know that's not. I know that's what you're getting at. Moreno has saved our season.
Yeah,
Moreno has stepped up. Moreno has been amazing. That kid is crazy, and I hope that he ate his mom's spaghetti casserole last night because he always eats it the night before a game and then that morning. And I hope he wears the jersey with the smudge on it. I hope the smudge is still there.
I hope it's still there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Moreno is our savior this year. I kind of, everybody was thinking about, JQ being back, by the Louisville game, by middle of December. But Malachi Moreno has stepped up. He stepped up like a champ. He has done everything that a freshman you can ask for a freshman to do.
He won us a game. Like he's gone above and beyond what you would expect out of a freshman.
He's made people stop hating Rick Pitino of not guarding the inbound pass because he actually caught the ball and we was guarding the inbound pass and he actually turned around and made the shot. So it made people stop hating Rick Pitino from a long time ago. But Malachi Moreno, he is playing his heart out. This boy from the Crossings, Lexington Crossings, he is a gem that Kentucky got from the state of Kentucky, and he is just going to be so much better next year.
Oh yeah, I think he'll be a top 10 next year, easy, because he's got a good head in the game. He's so smart, like he's really intelligent as far as knowing where the ball is and using his body. He's actually, he did put some weight on, and he uses his body when he's down under there, and he's getting better at that. He's getting better at going straight up instead of having the arms and stuff. He's getting a lot better at going straight up. And yes, Ronald, he literally won us a game.
Yeah. I mean, he's going straight up on offense and defense. He's not fouling a lot. He's not fouling a lot. I think it's his timing. It's just being a freshman, learning the timing, and he's gone through a heck of a SEC schedule getting to this point, and he has played very well. He played very well against Florida. He played, if he would have had somebody that backed him up, Brandon Garrison had nothing, and it was Malachi Moreno. We need Moreno on the court, and he is starting to shoot his free throws a little bit better. So I'm excited about that. But Moreno this year is going to be spectacular. Next year he's going to be unbelievable.
Exactly. I think he is. I think he's going to be great. I think he will be, just a beast. I think he's going to be a literal beast under there. I think when he puts on a little more weight, gets into it next year, I think he is. Jelly puts on 10, 15 pounds, at least 10, maybe 15. Get some muscle built to him because he's already got the fundamentals. He's already got the skills. He just needs that little bit more physicality.
Yeah.
To be able to not get bumped off the ball.
Do you imagine
get pushed off?
Do you imagine if Malachi Moreno had the body weight of like Karl-Anthony Towns right now? He'd be
That
unstoppable.
would be crazy.
Yeah, he would be unstoppable if he had the body mass of 𝐀𝐫𝐤𝐞𝐞𝐖𝐞𝐬𝐥𝐲 did when he was actually at Kentucky.
Yeah, he would. He would be crazy. Crazy good. Okay, guys. So it is 8:30, 8:21.
8:21. Yep.
We've been on here for 40 minutes. I know everybody's got, kids to
Wow.
get
Yeah, we
ready for
have.
bed or whatever. You got nighttime things to do before the game comes on. You got to take your dogs out, get you something to drink, go to the bathroom, whatever you've got to do. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And we will see you for post game. Jimmy, thank you so much. This has been great.
Yes.
I love you guys. We are here for you. We're grateful for each and every one of you. And Jimmy, go ahead and take us out with that jumper.
Well, everybody, thank you for letting me be on again. Thank you, Miss Lee. Thank you, Big Mike, BC. We're going to be sitting here at 9:00 ready to watch this game. I predict Kentucky will win this game. I think it's going to be like about a 10-point victory. I'm going to say 81-71. I think Kentucky will win the game. It's going to be a knockdown drag out, but Miss Lee, what do you think about what score do you give?
Well, let's go ahead and do our scores real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 86-78 Kentucky.
86-78. Yeah, I'm gonna go 81-71 Kentucky. Yeah, everybody put
Okay,
your
so what do y'all
scores
think? What are your scores? I love that nobody. Hit the like, lurkers.
in. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, go ahead and give me. Thank you, son of a gunner. Larry says UK will score 100.
Well,
What do y'all think? Seriously, what are your score predictions? And who's your MVP for tonight? I'm gonna say my MVP for tonight is going to be. I'm gonna go with. Ew. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Jelly tonight. I
Jelly?
think he's due, or Jasper Johnson's gonna go off. But I really think Jelly might have a heck of a game tonight
Yeah.
if he can get his rhythm going.
I'm gonna go Colin Chandler. I think he might have a real good game tonight. I think he'll shoot real good tonight.
Okay, sounds good. Nobody says oh wait. Larry says Jasper Johnson. Lord Withrow says Captain Clutch. Colin Chandler. Yep. And he's just been like phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's win this game tonight. So, all right, guys. Well, get everything you got to do.
I hate these 9:00 games, but hey, it's what we got to do. Is what we got to do. We got to put wins in the column. We got to put wins in the column, no matter if we play at 1:00, 3:00, 7, 9:00. We got to win this game. We got to hit some jumpers. I even put that.
That's right.
That left-handed one out there because we got some lefties out there.
Yeah, put that left-handed one out there. All right, you guys, we love you. We will see you on post game, or Mike will post a video. We love you so much. Thanks for being here, and go Cats.